You will see it on Fox News.
When I was a kid, I grew up between Europe and the United States, Germany and California. And my dad ran a large business. He would come home and he would tell me about the intricacies about economics, the laws between the two countries, and just how interesting they were.
Reindustrialization is a theme. There are serious people who are investing serious capital to do this. When we get the American private capital markets behind this, which is starting to happen, it's going to be unstoppable.
The amount of lessons I've learned from my dad growing up about economics, the stock market, it's too many to count. But one story that stuck out that I didn't understand as a kid is why companies in Eastern Bloc countries, I mean, countries all over Europe, why would they fail? I asked my dad, and he said, from what my young mind could comprehend, his response was because they received too much help from the government. And that made no sense to me as a kid.
I mean, how there's just so many sectors though to build. I mean, pharmaceuticals, chips, all these. I mean, just everyday products. I mean, how are we, or are we, incentivizing entrepreneurs to start to build these factories?
This is a topic I feel really strong about. Sean Ryan, the host of this podcast, joined the military like millions before him, me included, because he wants to defend this country. I actually didn't. I joined because I was a shithead. Now, one can make an argument that patriotism can't be instilled in you. But I tell you what, being in the military made me proud to be an American, especially after September 11th. Now, I wasn't a Navy SEAL. I'm not a Navy SEAL. I do not possess the skills to kill people, to do what Navy SEALs, Special Forces do. But I possess a skill that I learned after the military through my GI Bill and from what my youth had taught me. Up to this point in my life, as successful as I am, to give me an understanding.
And to the point of confidence in your team, they're thinking about that. I've heard proposals that are around changing the depreciation and amortization schedule for factories and investments. So how do I use the financial math to encourage the capital markets to view these things differently?
Now, I don't have the time, nor do I have the ability to hold on to your attention for long enough to explain how capitalism is going to pull us out of this. Nor do we have enough time within the 4-year time span, almost 3.5 years now, to get out of this, because that is the time frame we are working within. We need to turn this ship fast, and we need to do it fast enough that we can hold on to the attention of the TikTok-brained American people. We are in danger, and we need to get this economy rolling fast. And capitalism works at a snail's pace. At the beginning of this video, I was talking to you about how my dad said, government subsidies are a bad idea. When a government gets involved, when a government starts helping companies, there's bad news. The bureaucracy, the amount of gatekeepers to keep there's no incentive, no competition for a company to grow. Other than defense, name me one country government ran company that is successful. None. But it's precisely what we need to prop up this economy to get it steamrolling. We need to get manufactured turning. We need to get people 3D printing, making screws, electronics.
Fundamental deregulation. How do we change NEPA? How do we change the regulation permitting processes so that it doesn't take you 4 years of waiting for a bureaucrat to tell you that you didn't dot the right I or cross the right T, but 4 minutes to get the approval to go?
Now, I applaud this guy. I don't know who he is. He seems like a rootin', tootin', patriotic American, and that is right up my alley. But his response scared the bejesus out of me. It seems rushed, not well put together, and we need to stop and actually have a conversation with somebody who understands economics. Kevin O'Leary. Dave Ramsey. He was on the Sean Ryan show. Thanks, Sean Ryan. Sean Ryan has the The understanding that his skill set to defend America are not what is needed right now. No. His ability to kill people is not what is needed to pull America out of what it's going through. I am not for socialism, but we are going to need some government programs to pull ourselves out of this fast. Let me give you an example. I was watching a toolbox tour of a stuntman in Texas, and in his toolbox, he collects, it's got to be 99% of his tools are made in America.
So when I find them at swap meets, I buy them because if you break them, you're not getting a new one that's made in America. And I only like things made in America. So I have three full drawers of vice grips. These are the regular ones.
And he's got a drawer dedicated to American-made vice grips. He goes to flea markets and he buys American tools. And it got me thinking. Back when I was in the military, we had American-made Snap-on tools. I'm curious to how long those tools were in the inventory before they got blown out to the auction. Now, we need that process sped up. We need those tools to be within inventory 6 months and then to be auctioned off to flood the market, because guess what? We're going to have a tool problem here in a second. We need Snap-on to be funded by the American government to make tools for aircraft mechanics, tank mechanics, with the understanding that they know that they are going to be ramped up, tooled up, no pun intended, temporarily. I don't know how temporary, with 6 months, whether it's 3 years, but we need those tools in circulation, military, and to be blasted out, secondhand, purchased by the civilian consumer.
I don't want to get started on the American military industrial complex. This is a dangerous proposition, what I'm saying right now. But for starters, we need the industrial complex to ramp up to make more shells for us. I'm not even talking about Ukraine. I don't care about Ukraine. I don't care about any country other than the United States as of this point right now. And I'm telling you, I'm actually recording this from Europe, FYI. We need the military industrial complex to be ramped up to make weapons. Back to what I was saying, those screws, nuts and bolts, tools. And we need these products flooding the American market from the American factories. And we need it done now. Now, what this guy is saying by incentivizing companies to grow it's a good idea. It needs to happen. But we need to do more than just incentivize them. We need to jumpstart them. Starter fluid on the carburetor. Spark. We need to show them the way. We need to put that carrot in front of them. And no, we need to push them. They need to get going. There is a huge market of unemployed men that are willing to work. If you give them proper compensation, I'm telling you.
This is what unleashing American energy is about. What does a factory run on? Like, the cost of energy is a material input to everything, right? Mm-hmm. It is the first input into all the goods and services we buy. You bring the cost of energy down, it is a massive deflationary force. And we are the largest energy producer in the world.